The world of Fortnite is about to change forever, with water levels lowering, revealing a changed secret map below. The question is, what will we discover? Fortnite Season 3 has been out for a few weeks now, and Epic Games have been very mysterious on where they plan to take this season. Except, if you're paying attention, you'll realize that there are a ton of small clues they've been hinting with that not many people have realized. Who exactly are the Marauders, and why are they the first things to be rifted into the Chapter 2 island? Is this hidden golden truck that just got revealed today a sign showing that Midas isn't dead after all? And if so, where is he now? This is 10 unsolved Fortnite storyline mysteries. And thanks for sticking around and watching our story videos. I know I haven't put a whole lot out lately, but now that we're a few weeks in Season 3, this is typically where we start seeing the story pick up. So, without wasting any more time, let's recap on how we absolutely obliterated our island and where we go from here. The Season 3 story recap. While Season 2 ended with a storyline-filled event, it still left us with a ton of questions and, well, not that many answers. While we were given a season's worth of teases, from the CYCLO suit to a Doomsday device, Midas had a plan to defy the storm. Using everything we'd seen throughout the season, he raised the device into the air and shot energy into the storm, pushing it all the way back. Then we were teleported to a weird area that resembles a modern-day office. Here we were introduced to John Jones, voiced by Troy Baker. After a confusing series of events, we were then teleported back to an island surrounded by water, which eventually fell and flooded the entire island. Now we're here in Season 3, and Midas has apparently been eaten by a shark, members of the agency are nowhere to be found, and everything is very in the air right now. He also now has a son called Kit who lives at Caddy Corner with him, and Jules, the engineer who made the Doomsday device, is living her best life guarding and building up the new Authority building. So, with so many questions and literally no answers, we have a ton of mysteries that we want the community to look out for as the season progresses. Starting with the CYCLO and Oro mystery. One of the biggest parts of Season 2 storyline was Midas' revenge and how everything seemed to be tied together. It was assumed that Oro was one of the keys to defying the storm, and Midas used his staff as well as the CYCLO outfit in order to harness the power of the Doomsday device. We learned all this from the in-game book that was in Midas' office. Well, at least we thought that would happen. Just before the event began, the item shop revealed an actual skin of the CYCLO outfit, and its caption was, "Built for one reason, to defy the storm. The CYCLO outfit is ready to fulfill its purpose." Like, it's right there, and yet we didn't even see a single thing from CYCLO during the entire event. The actual thumbnail and artwork for the device event was even Midas looking at the CYCLO outfit, but still, nothing ever happened with it. I'll forever be confused. We already know that it could have been possible to see CYCLO flying around the map, because we've had events like the Final Showdown and Travis Scott's concert. It was possible. Honestly, it's kinda just sad that we never saw what CYCLO really was meant for. As well as Oro's staff. Like I said, we saw it inside of Midas' book and in his office, but it was never used or explained at all. If you want my opinion, I think that we were supposed to use the CYCLO suit to travel to John Jones' office, but once again, it just wouldn't make sense considering everyone saw their own skin when looking down. But that leads us to the Midas and Shark mystery. One of the nods to the previous storyline in Season 3's trailer was with Midas and the shark. If you remember, Midas can be seen in the opening of Season 3 alone on a raft. After the map flooded, it seems that Midas was stranded, and with the agency now being the Authority, he has nowhere else to go. We watch as he tries to swim away from a shark, but unfortunately he's devoured, and we have not seen Midas since. Epic clearly chose to add this as the first thing in the trailer intentionally, but the real question is Midas actually dead? I mean, sure, he got eaten by a shark and he could have died there, but trust me, there's a lot more that could mean. Starting out, it could definitely be literal, and this was just the end of Midas' story, which would suck, but his plan failed, so it's not the worst conclusion. I just wish we could have learned more, although he also could still be alive. I mean, think about it. It's possible that this trailer is just a dramatic version of a game of Fortnite. These aren't actually the characters, but just players with them as skins. Therefore, nothing matters, right? Being technical, if we are in a loop, it's just a match of Battle Royale, and Midas didn't get eaten. A person playing as him did. I really don't think that Epic is taking the story in that direction, but there's also more evidence and another secret that potentially supports Midas still being alive. If you watched our map changes video, you know that the water levels lowered and revealed multiple new golden trucks and risky reels. It definitely is weird that a lot of them are golden, but in my honest opinion, they're not completely solid gold, and I'm just not sold on this being related to Midas. Or finally, the worst conclusion is that this trailer means absolutely nothing and it isn't canon whatsoever, which would just suck, but we'll never know if it's canon or not. The Fortnite simulation mystery. By now, you've probably heard the most popular theory for the Chapter 2 storyline, the simulation theory. It talks about how the world of Fortnite Battle Royale is one big simulation run by Jon Jones and his company. The idea is that Battle Royale is kind of like the Matrix and MIDAS, with the help of Jules trying to break free from the simulation during the device event. Pushing the storm back would apparently break the simulation entirely and allow everyone to escape, and that's why we were in Jon Jones' office, although we were teleported back to the island once the simulation made a new storm out of water and fixed itself. It's a pretty cool theory, but of course, every good theory has a chance to be debunked, and one big mystery is what exactly the rifts mean and more. Is Fortnite actually a simulation, or is the island some kind of anomaly in space and time? The visitor in Chapter 1 does say he did not predict the formation of the island and talks about how it's separate from time and space, meaning it's a very paranormal island. Now, it could be because it's a simulation, but in my honest opinion, it could mean that everything in Fortnite is real and the island just draws tons of supernatural things to it, kind of like the whole hotel in The Shining, if you ever watched that. The Jon Jones mystery. I talked about Jon Jones and his quote-unquote company, but what exactly is this corporation? He's a mysterious character, this Jon Jones, and we don't know anything about his motives, what exactly he's doing, and why he somehow has control over the island. We do know that he looks just like Jonesy, he suspiciously knows about everything going on in the Fortnite map, and he has a mug on his desk with the Ghost logo. He's also investigating Midas, Lynx, and Jules. So, the Ghost logo could mean that it isn't a simulation and Jon Jones does work for Ghost in some sort of capacity. Or it could mean that the simulation is using this company logo for Ghost just because they're lazy. I don't know, some people suggest that Jon Jones works for Vindertech from Save the World, but honestly, there's like zero evidence to support that. And yeah, who do you think Jon Jones works for? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. The Marauders mystery. The Marauders are probably some of the most overlooked pieces of the puzzle all season. While most people look at them and just accept it, they're actually really unique enemies. I mean, think about it. In the past, we've been given people like the First Order Stormtroopers, Husks, Ice Zombies, and more. But the Marauders are the only enemies who are actually rifted into the island. Everyone else has either just appeared from spawn or dropped from the sky out of nowhere. So why do the Marauders rift into the island? Have they been sent by Jon Jones to distract the islanders from figuring everything out? Or is it possible that they work for someone else? We haven't seen much of the rifts in the entirety of Chapter 2, and Epic definitely made these guys rift in on purpose. They also don't act like regular NPCs, because when you're not looking, they actually dance and build. They act like real people who just relax with each other. They're pretty abnormal. Just a fun fact, they also might be an Easter egg to do with Harry Potter. The Homie Smith Plays found out that apparently 4 people from that franchise are nicknamed the Marauders and turn into the exact same animals that the Marauders are in game. Probably not storyline related, but I thought it was pretty cool. Nevertheless, who are these guys? They are insanely similar to Save the World characters, but I just personally don't believe in the link between Battle Royale and Save the World. It leaves us asking if we'll ever find out more about their backstories later in the season, or will they just be added to the list of ever-growing mysteries that will never be solved? At this point, who knows? The storyline secrets that lie underwater. The water continues to drain throughout Season 3, with the current figure being every 10 days. At the moment, it looks like we should be getting new storyline secrets every time the water drains, just a little bit more. It's possible that each POI being revealed may hold the key to what happened between Season 2 and 3 and where we go from here. For example, the shark prison has been completely destroyed and we won't see the ruins until the water drains. It's in this exact prison we assumed Oro was being kept, as well as a special prisoner with their own island cell, but to this day, we don't know who was in there. Maybe we'll find out once the water drains. At least I'm crossing my fingers that we do. Some other POIs which may hold pieces to the storyline puzzle may also get revealed, including the upcoming Atlantis POI. Atlantis might hold some secrets, but it's possible that it will probably remain a crossover-only area similar to like Deadpool's yacht. But yeah, keep an eye out. If you guys see anything, make sure to tweet us on Twitter at Top5GamingX. The Jules and Midas mystery. One of the biggest questions in the last 6 months has been the relationship between Jules and Midas, the most famous duo of Chapter 2 aside from Lynx and Meowscles. While we don't know the extent of what happened between Jules and Midas, there's a ton of possibilities between them. The most likely theory is that Jules is simply just Midas's partner in crime and is not related to him or in a relationship with him at all. Personally, I believe this one because why else would Jules be a part of Shadow and take over the agency in Season 3? My guess is that Midas convinced Jules to go along with his plan and struck a deal with her to make the device. He probably made a deal saying that he would forfeit the war and let her rule the agency and the island if she helped him make the Doomsday device and the CYCLO outfit. But some people theorize that Jules is Midas' daughter due to the legend of King Midas and him turning his daughter to gold by accident in Greek mythology. It just doesn't make sense considering 1, Jules is alive, and 2, she was never a golden statue in his office. Technically, Jules could have been Midas' sister or his girlfriend or partner in crime who also believed they could defy the storm together. Either way, I really hope Epic sheds some light on her backstory in the coming months. Like, who is Jules and why is she here? The KRAKEN. Okay, a big question a lot of players are asking is, will the live event for the season be the KRAKEN? And some people speculate that the KRAKEN is what's lurking underneath the giant whirlpool in the corner of the map. Let's debunk this for a second. Whirlpool actually has Atlantis underneath it, which will be revealed as the water drains over time. Not just that, but unfortunately I have to take a little bit of accountability here. That leaked KRAKEN image that appeared on day 1 of Season 3 ended up being fake. We covered it in our Season 3 launch video, and it turns out we were bamboozled by a Twitter leaker. Although here's the crazy part, it's not all bad news as a KRAKEN still has the potential to appear this season. There's a theory, and while I'm not saying it's true, it's interesting. It claims that Jules is inspired by a Greek god named Hephaestus, which I totally pronounced that wrong, but you get the point. In the 1981 movie Clash of the Titans, this Greek god, who is the god of craftsmanship, has a mechanical owl. It's possible that Jules and her oddly specific mechanical owl are inspired by this. Funnily enough, at the end of that movie, the final battle is between Perseus and, of course, a KRAKEN. Now, it's an interesting story and a really cool theory, but I just don't think the theory is true. It's worth sharing, but it's just my opinion. What do you guys think though? Let me know in the comments. The 7. This next mystery is probably the biggest of all time as we're left wondering constantly about the 7. If you remember, the 7 versions of the Visitor all flew away in rifts after the end event just before the 0 point absorbed everything and created a massive black hole. So, where are they now? All we've heard about them is some tree carvings done by Bushranger, and if Epic knows that we want to learn more about the 7, surely we'll be getting some more content from them down the line? I mean, think about it, we still have a ton of the members to be revealed. Whether Epic will show us the rest of the 7 or we have to figure it out ourselves is the real mystery. I just hope we see more of them soon. Is it possible that the leaked Traveler challenges have something to do with the 7? You have the Visitor, the Scientist, and the Paradigm. So is it possible that the Traveler is the 4th member of the 7? Could we be introduced to them in the near future? That's definitely the most important thing to look out for. Maybe the answers to all of our questions lie underwater. Only time will tell, which technically right now is every 10 days. But yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Tommy. Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.